There, let's close our books. And what we're going to do is just work with the whatever you have, computer or cell phone.
Computer.
Computer, very good. Excellent. So there we go. Lesson D, a bad influence. What do you see in the picture?
Military, a gun.
Yeah, a gun. Is that what it is? A military practice of some kind?
Military practice, maybe yes.
Yeah, ladies, what do you think?
I think it's a boy playing a video game.
Maybe it's a video game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a typical type of video game? Yeah, it is typical. Do you guys like this type of video games? What about you, Alberto? Well, what do you think about violence in the media? Like in movies, TV shows, video games, music, etc.
Sadly, it's normal.
Sadly,
But, yeah.
yeah.
But we must be careful about, especially with kids or teenagers, right? Because that can actually influence a lot on their behavior, because they are like trying to find their path, their way, and if this is what they see, so yeah, you think that it is not so good that we have this kind of things really
Yeah.
open for everybody.
I know. What about the rest of you guys?
The same. I think the videos of that kind of stuff makes money. So probably because of that, they try to give and set more violence videos, etc.
Okay. Now, which of these statements about violence in the media do you agree with? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Only 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Numbers 2 and 3 are contradictory, mister. They are opposites.
It's just harmless. 1 and 3. Yes.
Only 1 and 3?
Yes.
So you think it's bad?
Yes, for me, yes.
Then what about 4?
No, because I think in the market you can choose whatever you want.
You can pick.
You can pick. Yes. You can pick whatever you want. It depends what kind of video games you are looking for.
Right. What about you, ladies?
Well, I think that it cannot be banned completely because it's what it sells.
I know.
And it can be in, actually like entertainment, but just be careful about who watches that stuff. But yeah, I'm not saying that this kind of programs can make people aggressive by itself. I mean, or by themselves. No, there are like other things that can cause that on a person, but it's just an influence. I would say that.
Okay, thank you. Salmi, Malu.
Well, for me, it's the number 4 too,
Okay,
because everything is free and you can get it. So all of that kind of stuff should be restrictive.
yeah, restricted, okay. Right, okay. Anything else? Okay, why? We already said why. You guys said your reasons, which is good. We have an article that says not just game, not just the game. That is what the article is about. It's about violence in video games. But according to the article, what is most disturbing about violence in the media? This is like a little competition. Let's see who can find the answers first. Okay, so as soon as you find the answer, all you gotta do is mark it on the screen. Are you ready? So this is the question. According to the article, what is most disturbing about violence in the media? And there you go. Awesome. Perfect, Selmi. Very good. So Selmi got it. So we have one. What is most disturbing? It's not just in adult entertainment. Okay. So next question. Are you ready? Next question, and let me set the clock. And what is the trend in video game design? Ready? All right, go. Perfect. So the answer is actually games that include extreme violence and killing. Perfect. Let's go for another question. What has greater influence than television? Can you answer that question? Okay, let's go to the article. But what? What has a greater influence in television? You're right, Malu, but it's a little before that. The correct answer, the actual answer, video games. Video games have greater influence than television. Very good. Next question. Thank you, Alberto. There you go. What's the percentage of junior high school students familiar with violent video games? And let's set the timer. Even though I think you're going to find it really quick. All right, here you go. Everybody, huh? Everybody at the same time. Perfect. Okay, thank you. 80%, that's good. And now we have, where do these sentences fit in the article? To know this, let's have a quick read about to the article, okay? Go ahead and give it a read. And we'll come back to the questions. Let me know when you're finished, please.
Ready.
Ready? Tell me, Malu.
Really?
Ready? Perfect. So what we have is, where do these sentences fit in the article? Write the correct letters in the spaces. There is one extra sentence. So we have, furthermore, children who enjoy aggressive video and computer games show less prosocial behavior, such as helping people. Where does this sentence fit in? We have extract number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. If you have your books, go ahead and open your books. This should be in page, wow, 29. I'm not sure now anymore.
26.
26, thank you. Mister, do you have your book?
Yes,
Awesome, mister. Go ahead and work on it.
my
Let-
computer is a little slow, but I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Let's have 2 minutes for this, and at the end of 2 minutes, we'll compare what you have, okay?
Okay.
Okay, are you guys finished? Malu, Selmi, Alberto? Yes, Alberto?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Malu, can you compare your answers with the rest of your classmates, please?
Well, I haven't finished, teacher, but I think that is D and then E.
All right, yeah, compare, guys.
And then, sorry, I haven't finished.
It's okay. You guys
Yes,
can-
I agree. Number 1, D, 2, E, 3, A, and 4, B. That's what I have.
Yes, I have the same.
Okay.
You too, Alberto?
Yes.
All right, so let's check your answers. I think everybody has, I think you have the correct ones. So number 1 talks about statistics. Yes, we have typical Saturday morning, 25 acts of violence per hour. By the age of 18, 200,000 violent acts. So we're talking about statistics. So which of our sentences also talks about statistics? That will be letter D.
Yes,
That's
David.
talking about statistics. So we have letter D, correct?
Yes.
So that's good. That's letter D. Next, we have number 2 over here in paragraph number 4. Yes, our space number 2 over here is in paragraph number 4. So let's check that out. Number 4 says, however, Are violent video games the cause of a violent behavior? Question mark, another sentence. We have psychologists claim. All right, so let's check the connection. Here, the only clue that I have is that it's a question. And in my sentences, what do I have? In my sentences, I have one that says the answer.
The short answer.
Answer. So my answer is letter E. Very good. On the next one, let's take a look at this paragraph. Psychologists claim that there is evidence to suggest that playing violent video games really does make people feel, think, and behave more aggressively. This is the one right here. This one. And I say that because the next one is at the beginning. Space number 3 is in paragraph number 5. This is paragraph 5. So what goes in there? Let's take a look at our paragraph and the sentences. There. Now we've seen that letter D and letter E have been used. So I have 3 remaining answers. Here we have the paragraph talking about the research also suggests video games. So it's talking about video games, right? And our sentence C is talking about music.
No.
So it's not C, right? I can cancel C. So I have either B or A. Parents need to be more aware, that's less sentence B, of the violent games that their children are playing. Now, the one, yes, the only one that I can tell you it is a possible answer is A, because it's talking about an assessment. This is an assessment. Children who enjoy aggressive video and computer games show less pro-social behavior. And then the research also suggests that video games have a greater influence than television. So this is a study, right? A study done by whom? By the psychologist, right? So is letter
A.
A, perfect. And then the last one, that would be paragraph number 7 with a space number 4. In one study, 80% of junior high school students, that one is an easy one. We have taken A, we have taken D and E. We have C and B remaining, but letter C is talking about music.
Yes.
And this is still talking about games. So it's not C. My answer is letter
B.
B. Letter B. And there it is.
Could be the clue is in both in the paragraph and in the sentence is talking about the parents.
Thank you, mister. So there are our answers. Number 1 is D, 2 is E, 3 is A, and 4 is
B.
B. Beautiful. And letter C is extra.
Okay.
Good. Now read the complete article with the complementing sentences. For example, I'm sorry. I don't know where I put them. Number 1 with the complementing sentence D. Number 2 with letter E.
E.
3A and 4B.
B.
But we can continue. This is another activity. Focus on vocabulary, formal expressions. Find more formal ways in the article of expressing the underlined ideas. Write the number of words indicated. Look, this sentence, researchers have started looking at video games. Where is it? Is in paragraph 2. And these words that are
Researchers have turned their attention.
okay, let's see, have turned
Their attention to.
perfect. That will be 3 words. I'm sorry, not 3, 4. I need to use the words given in the brackets. So I have turn 1, there is 2, attention is 3, and 2 is 4. That will be the correct answer. So I can cancel this. And you can continue with the rest. Let's check them out. Finished? Perfect.
Yes.
Yes, tell me. Yeah, awesome. Alberto,
Yes.
beautiful. All right, Malu, we're going to compare answers. Are you okay? All right, guys, please compare your answers.
Blame for aggressive. And 3 critics of video games. Take on, 4 take on. 6, 5 were familiar, and 6 complex issue.
Well, for number 2, I have extreme.
Extreme 2.
Extremely. Okay.
Me too, extreme.
Number 3, I have critics
Critics.
of.
Video
Yes.
games.
Video.
4, I have identified with.
Identify.
Yes.
Identify with.
5, yes, I guess it's the same we're familiar with, and the last one, complex issue.
Complex.
Yeah, you guys are finished. So, what do you have for number 1?
Turn their attention.
Beautiful. Turn their attention to. Number 2,
Extreme.
Extremely.
extreme. Number 3,
Extreme.
Critics of video.
Critics.
Critics of video games.
critics of. Number 4,
I don't know if it's take on or identify with.
Identify.
Identify with.
Okay.
identify with.
Identify with.
Number 5,
We're familiar
we're familiar with.
with.
And number 6,
Complex issue.
complex issue. All right. Did you have everything covered?
Yes.
Beautiful. Malu, do you have the answers?
Yes, teacher.
Awesome. Let's continue then. Now, what new facts did you learn from the article? How did the information affect your views on violence in the media? Discuss the 2 questions, please. Question number 1. Question number 2.
What new facts did you learn from the article?
So this is an example. The students are talking to each other. An example is, I think it's interesting that the average person sees 200,000 violent acts by the age of 18. That has to have an effect on you. Yes, like that. Go ahead and give your opinion about the article and the information, please.
What new facts did you learn from the article? Well, I
I haven't
think
heard about the statistics of the violence here. Well, in my neighborhoods, see very normal. For example, fights or video games. In my personal viewpoint, I don't like video games. I prefer children's play with a ball or something. But with this situation, the pandemic, well, many people was affected by this enclosure, and many people try with video games My personal opinion, I don't like it, but many people use that. And you, go on.
Well, I think that it's interesting that anybody can stop that. If we have seen that it's dangerous for everybody. And yes, for sure, I think that the information affects us more because we are stimuli,
Mhm.
and that provokes anxiety. So I think so. Anxiety. What about you, Adriana?
And as I mentioned, like at the beginning, it seems to be normal. You know, like now reading like this statistics, it's like, yeah, we watch a lot of this kind of things, on television, on internet. So it becomes normal, and we feel like it's part of it. And I think that is like a red flag as a society, that we see it too normal. That all that we see on the news and that stuff is about violence. And the cartoons for children and the movies for children have that, all of them have that. So it's like sad, and we must pay attention to what I insist on that. Because we don't know, kids imitate and teenagers feel that it is like normal. So if their parents do not control that, it can, or there could be like serious consequences among them. That's what I think. Usually,
Well, I consider all of you have mentioned the same what I think. So I agree with everyone. I agree, it's a fact. I think it's a fact that nowadays it's normalized. This violence in the video games. Even I think many parents accept that their children play these games and they don't do anything.
they don't do it, or they don't even know, right? I mean, I think that
I teach to children, so I know that they play or what they play because they tell me. So, and also I know that their parents are with them, they listen the conversations. So I think they are aware, but they don't give the importance, not enough to say, well, you shouldn't watch this or you shouldn't play with this. But that's only my perspective because that's the environment I have seen. Just my opinion.
yeah, I would say like they know, but they are not aware of. No,
You mean they know they're playing, but they don't know what they're playing?
Like they don't know like the consequences, the real consequences this can have. Because yeah, for them it's like, yeah, they're games for children, and yes, they probably know what they are playing to, but they don't know the real consequences. They don't even know the consequences children may have if they use a lot the cell phone or the computer, being like really, really young, at those ages. So I would say like that they know, but they are not aware of the real problem.
The consequence.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, next. Yes, okay. Listening and speaking They're just games. Adri doesn't agree. But the article says they're just games. Well, let's see. Listen to a part of a lecture about violence in the media. Choose the best phrase to complete the summary of the speaker's argument. So the speaker's argument is that there between violence in the media and crime. So what is missing? Is a clear link, is no proof of a link, or are a number of links? What is the correct answer in your opinion?
It's a clear link.
It's a clear link. Okay. Thank you, Malu. What about Alberto, Selmi, and Adriana?
Um,
I agree with Malu.
Okay, thank you. Selmi too. Yeah, and Alberto?
it's a clear link.
Yes, too. All right, perfect. So let's listen to the audio. Yes, listen to the part of the lecture and choose the best phrase. Okay, I'm gonna play the audio for you.
Page 27. Lesson D. The speaker's argument.
There is a lot of concern these days about violence in our media. Some psychologists who study this issue argue that violence on TV, in movies, and in music is responsible for making people more violent in their thoughts and actions. Take, for example, violent video games. The problem with video games, researchers say, is that playing them makes people feel more violent and behave more aggressively towards others. Violent video games are the main cause of violent crime and other social problems. But can this be true? And what are the facts? Well, let's look first at the statistics. Over the last 25 years, there has been a huge increase in the sales of video games in the US, as well as in other countries. However, during that time, the number of violent crimes that are committed by young people has actually fallen. In fact, youth crime in the US is the lowest it has been for over 30 years. This suggests that there is no clear link between playing video games and committing violent crime. Second, the majority of young people play video games. Research shows that around 90% of boys and 40% of girls are gamers. However, the majority of young people are not violent and do not commit antisocial acts. So the numbers do not add up to the claim that violent entertainment makes people violent. Now, critics say that games desensitize people to killing. But games are games, and reality is reality. People, including young people, can tell the difference between fact and fiction. Every day they learn lessons about right and wrong from their families, school, and society. For them, these games are just that, games. Now, it is possible that violent video games may have an impact on some people. They may have some influence on people who are already aggressive or violent, or who live in difficult situations. However, there is no evidence that video game playing turns normal people into killers. Let's not forget either that around 60% of gamers are adults. As an adult, surely I have the right to choose what to watch and play. This is a complex issue, but we really shouldn't worry too much that violence in video games, movies, and TV is making our kids more violent.
All right. How do you like that audio? It's a little long.
Yes.
Did you hear the answer? Did you catch it?
Is no proof of a link.
So the answer is B.
Yes.
Selmi, what do you think? Selmi doesn't agree. No? Now we're not talking about your opinion. Now we're talking about what the audio says. what the lecture talks about. So we're going to check this again if there is a clear link or there is no proof of a link. But first, listen again and circle the correct option to complete the information about the lecture. What do you think, guys? Number one, the speaker agrees or does not agree that violent entertainment makes people aggressive.
Doesn't agree.
Does not agree? Okay. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go ahead and answer on your books, please. Okay. When you're finished, compare your answers.
Number 2, is it drop?
Number 3 is 40.
Number 4, can. And 5, no.
Number 5, no evidence. No. Okay, I agree.
Agree.
All right, now let's listen again. We're going to check the answer from the first one and the answers here, okay? Ready?
Page 27. 3.
In our media, concern these days.
N. Circle the correct option to complete the information about the lecture.
There is a lot of concern these days about violence in our media. Some psychologists who study this issue argue that violence on TV, in movies, and in music is responsible for making people more violent in their thoughts and actions. Take, for example, violent video games. The problem with video games, researchers say, is that playing them makes people feel more violent and behave more aggressively towards others. Violent video games are the main cause of violent crime and other social problems. But can this be true? And what are the facts? Well, let's look first at the statistics. Over the last 25 years, there has been a huge increase in the sales of video games in the US, as well as in other countries. However, during that time, the number of violent crimes that are committed by young people has actually fallen. In fact, youth crime in the US is the lowest it has been for over 30 years. This suggests that there is no clear link between playing video games and committing violent crime. Second, the majority of young people play video games. Research shows that around 90% of boys and 40% of girls are gamers. However, the majority of young people are not violent and do not commit antisocial acts. So the numbers do not add up to the claim that violent entertainment makes people violent. Now, critics say that games desensitize people to killing. But games are games, and reality is reality. People, including young people, can tell the difference between fact and fiction. Every day they learn lessons about right and wrong from their families, school, and society. For them, these games are just that, games. Now, it is possible that violent video games may have an impact on some people. They may have some influence on people who are already aggressive or violent, or who live in difficult situations. However, there is no evidence that video game playing turns normal people into killers. Let's not forget either that around 60% of gamers are adults. As an adult, surely I have the right to choose what to watch and play. This is a complex issue, but we really shouldn't worry too much that violence is making our kids more violent.
All right, so you have your answers, guys? Yes. So what is number 1? Does not agree? Number 2? Drop. Number
Drop.
3?
40.
40.
40. Number 4?
Can.
Can.
Ken. And number 5?
No.
No evidence.
No evidence. Very good. So now that we have this, what is the answer for the first one? A, B, or C?
B.
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 The answer is B, right? B. There is no proof of a link. Now that we've seen this, do you agree with this lecture?
Yes.
Do you agree with any of the sentences? Do you agree with number 1 or number 2? What about 3, 4, and 5? Do you agree or disagree with any of these sentences?
Well, the study was in United States.
That's true.
Maybe it's not the same in other countries.
That's true. Absolutely true. So you think it's the opposite here in Mexico?
No, but I don't know if the percentage is the same because, well, not all people have a video game.
What?
Not, I don't think 90% of boys can aim a video game,
Can pay?
can pay a video game.
You mean buy a video game console?
A machine where it could play
La
the video
console.
game. Mhm. Can
Right.
afford. Console.
So
Can
video game.
afford.
So you said that 90% of the kids Can't
Maybe Mexico is
buy?
less.
can't buy a video game console?
I think so. Not.
You think so? Very good. So the crime here in Mexico has nothing to do with video games then, huh? That's
Mhm.
what Mario says, ladies. What do you think? Do you agree with Alberto?
Probably it is not exactly the same as United States, but the consequences are very different because the environment here in Mexico is different to United States. Probably they have different kind of problems. Here we have family and we think more in different kind of values or customs or thoughts.
Customs, yes. Way of
And they
thinking.
are free all the time. So I don't think that they have the same, what can I say that? Consequences or different choices.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? No? Okay. So please ask and answer these questions. Now, let's go in sessions so you guys can ask only one classmate. Yes? There. All right, now Malu and Selmi. I'm gonna send the invitation and he sends it to everybody. So please, Malu and Selmi, do not accept the invitation, okay? And Adriana Alberto can go to a breakout session, please. Ask and answer the questions. Do you need the screen? You want me to send you the screen, guys? Or do you have it?
We have it.
Perfect.
No, I don't have it.
You don't have it? Who?
Me, Malu.
Okay, you can work off of the screen, okay? So Malu and Selmi, ask and answer the questions, please.
Okay. Go ahead, Sammy.
Yes. So were you surprised by anything the speaker said? What did you find most interesting?
Well, I surprised the answer because all the time I thought that it was the video games, one of the reasons to be aggressive or violent. So now it's different. So I think it sounds interesting. Probably the statistics are different than my thoughts. What about you, Selby?
Well, I wasn't that surprised. In fact, I think that nowadays it can be different. The results can be different, especially with the percent, because I consider that many girls can play. Well, they play more nowadays. Well, that's what I think. And just that.
No, and
Do
the
you
number,
think-
sorry.
Yeah, go on.
The number two, do you think that there is too much violence in the media?
Yes, I think not only in video games, but also in TV series, movies, I don't know, normal TV, maybe in songs. There are songs which are violent too, mention violent things. And what about you? What do you think?
Well, I think, yes, that there is too much violence in the media. There are bad words all the time. And at the same time, people dances and they try to use like a funny way to accept that in an easy way. So it's confusing, but anyways, it is what it is.
Yes, we have to accept that even if we don't want to, because I think the society have accepted too.
Yeah, the majority probably.
Yes.
And do you know people who enjoy violent entertainment?
Yes, for example, my cousin, he always is playing. He's always playing video games, and also my students, they are children, so they are always playing too these kind of games.
Do you work in a school?
Yes.
In elementary or kindergarten?
Elementary.
Oh yeah. Yes, I go to say the same as the students with my students. I don't know why, but do you know another day they were talking and they were playing Squad, the game?
The Squid Game.
Squid Game. Yes, and it was what? I couldn't finish all, but I tried to see what was, and it's wow, very aggressive.
Yeah, only the TV series is hard. It's hard to deal, hard to watch because you see so many things, disgusting things that they shouldn't watch.
Exactly. They shouldn't, but they see it.
Mhm. Yes. So, do you work with high school or elementary?
I worked in an elementary school,
Too.
fourth
So
grade.
fourth grade. Oh my goodness.
What
So
about
they
you,
are
sir?
they are so little, I think. I work with sixth
Oh,
graders.
really?
Yes.
Oh my God. I think that is a little difficult start working with those kind of kids because they are teenagers, but at the same time, kids. I don't know.
It's yes, it is, but I like it. I enjoy it more than working with the low. I think it's low elementary school.
Uh-huh.
No, the low level. It's hard to me to work with the lower levels because I don't know what to do with them. I guess yes, I prefer grade and high school too.
Yeah. Different environment and different conversations, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
your classroom should be different, the way that you talk.
Yes, well, in my case, it's the level because they, I think they know more than me, more English than me. Yes, but also they know a lot. They and they do so many things. Well, they learn about programming, and
Oh,
I was
really?
like,
Yes, they know what to do when we are in a computer, right?
yes, yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes.
Number 4, should we have the right to choose what we watch and play?
Yes, of course. We are because we are free, but in the case of children, they have to be supervised
Yeah,
by an old
an
person.
adult. Yes, it's like a big book, no? And we have to check what kind of pages we need to see or what our kids have to see.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Is it possible to stop children from seeing extreme violence? If so, how?
Hey, that's a good question. Well,
Until 21 years.
I consider that depends on the parents because they are the ones who are closer to the children, so they can establish those rules to kids. What do you think?
Well, I think that sometimes the parents, they don't know how to be they don't know how to be parents. So probably, no, it is true because sometimes
Yes.
they don't know what is the behavior of his baby or his kid or her kid. So I think that we need to have restrictions until the parents trying to discover or trying to show what is exactly what the baby or the baby, not the baby, the kid needs. So I think that we should have more rules. Because even, I don't know if you work with an elementary students, and we know that is like, my God, how is possible that they learn that or they know that? Even, for example, comparing to myself is like, I didn't know that in that age, right?
Yes, that's true.
And how was that possible? So I know the world is different now, but we need to protect those kids.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, I consider they don't have like the innocence that we used to have. Yes, they are losing that. So I agree with you.
I think that one of the consequences is everything is free. You can get the information faster. You can find in Google everything that you want, or if you have a doubt. So sometimes it's like a book. You want to go out, you want to open it, but what kind of part of the book you want to see? Not all the book until you be prepared.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, definitely, yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that you work in in elementary school.
Yes, I do. Just this
Oh,
year,
really?
I started this year.
Oh, really? And what is in presential, face to face?
No, it's online. It's online because here, students, well, they started in face to face, but also online, both of them. And I didn't want that because I think I'm going to expose myself, and I found that place, and I said, oh, it's online, so I want to try there.
Oh, yes. I know that now Mexico the half of Mexico is green,
Sorry,
right?
what?
The half of Mexico, the Mexico country, the part of the, how can I say, the half of Mexico, the we are in, I don't know if it is, how can I say, traffic light is green.
Ah, in green. Yes, yes,
It's
yes, I understand. Yes.
half the country is in green light.
Ah, okay,
Ah,
it's
okay.
in green light.
Mhm.
And I said traffic light, so how can I say that? Thank you,
Well,
teacher.
I just green light in green light. So
In green light.
yes.
So
Mhm.
I don't know why, but anyways, we go to the school. In my case, I go to the school.
So are you working in both ways?
Yes, online and face to face.
Face to face. Oh, wow.
The half in the morning is face to face and the other part online.
Yeah, I think that's harder. It's harder.
Yeah, a little bit. So but my boss told us that the next week we are going to have all the students in the classroom because the parents want that. So
I don't
you
know what to
see,
say.
you see, we need to have more rules.
Yeah, we have to.
Well,
Oh my
thank you,
God.
Salvi.
Thanks to you. I wish you good luck with all your students.
As the same.
Thank you. Oh, what happened? Oh, the
Hi,
teacher is
Alberto.
not here.
Alberto.
Hello. What happened? You were doing so good. But you're finished, right?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, I want to check on Adriana and Alberto. They're coming back. Yeah, so we can continue. But I think we're finished.
Yes.
Yep, we're finished. This is part of tomorrow's class. So what we can do is check out the rest of the vocabulary notebook. Did you ladies finish it?
Uh,
The
was
vocabulary?
it the homework?
I
Was
think
that
you,
the homework?
I think it was from yesterday's class. Tell me. Maybe you didn't catch it yet. I'll show you. No, I think it's over here.
We come back.
Perfect, guys. Thank you very much. How was it? Easy? Interesting?
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. Hold on. When we did lesson B, do you remember lesson B about the effects of TV? Did we finish this activity?
Yes.
Yeah, people who watch TV more, spend more on consumer goods. Experts
Said people who want.
experts say
Okay.
that. Yes, you remember? Yes, Malu?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what about you, Alberto? Most people,
Yes.
next, the majority of families have TV on, I'm sorry, the majority of families have the TV on during meal times. It's disturbing that
The majority.
yes. Continue. What we're using is that. Either that or what? Experts say that. Number 3, most people multitask and do other things while watching TV. What's interesting no, is that number 4, young people who watch a lot of TV are not very happy with their lives. One recent study shows that number 5, it's not good for anyone to have a TV in the bedroom. My feeling
Is that
is that, okay. Number 6, TV is good. TV is a good thing because there are lots of good educational programs. My opinion
is that
is that number 7, there are too many commercials and not enough good shows. The problem with TV
is that
is that number 8, children are watching so much TV these days. Teachers are concerned
that
that perfect. Yeah, Adriana, you remember that part?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what I want you to do now, did we do this one? The listening activity? No, we didn't finish it. So let's do it now. Listen to 5 people react to information from the article on page 22. This information. Which topic does each person talk about? Write the letters A, B, C, or D. Okay, so let's listen up and check the topics, please.
1. Maggie.
Yeah, that seems to make sense to me. I mean, I know that kids who get into books tend to do well in school and everything. Every time somebody says that their kid just took a reading test and, like, did really well, they always say, "We read to him all the time." So it's not surprising that there's a link between TV and school, or that it has an effect on grades. Though, on the other hand, one good thing about TV is that there's a lot of good educational stuff on it, too. Like the History Channel or the Science Channel or whatever. So, maybe it depends on what you watch.
2. Howard.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with TV. The point is that when you watch TV, you're not outdoors playing and running around. What I'm saying is that it's bad for kids to sit and do nothing but watch TV. But what's important is that a lot of kids aren't just sitting and watching TV these days. You know, they're playing video games and those interactive sports games. Have they done any research on that?
3. Daniela.
Yeah, I've just been reading the research on this, and what it says is that when small kids are in front of the TV, their parents are not communicating with them. So, you know, it's obvious that it takes them longer to talk. I don't think TV is such a terrible thing, though. There might be better programs and worse programs, and you have to sort of be involved in what they're watching. You know, if you watch TV with your kids and talk about the shows, then that can actually lead to an increase in their vocabulary and everything.
4. Isabel.
It's interesting that kids do that. Yeah, my parents said, when we were younger, my sister and I copied stuff all the time. And that was their biggest reason for getting rid of it. My mom said she could always tell kids who watched certain shows because they had really bad manners, and yeah. Though it's unlikely that TV is the only reason for bad manners. It's probably a lot more to do with family. Family probably has the biggest effect on kids in teaching them good manners.
Okay, guys, did you hear the audio okay?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
perfect. Please compare your answers.
1, literacy. 2, obesity. 3, language development. 4, social skills.
And 5, nothing?
No. No,
Yeah,
because
everybody agrees?
Yes.
Perfect. I think this was an easy topic for you. So one is C,
1.
B, A, D,
D.
and B.
We can hear Tony.
Tony, we didn't
You
listen
didn't,
to him.
you didn't
No,
hear him?
No.
No.
Ah, maybe that's why. I knew it was missing one.
5. Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a big impact on kids. I mean, they want to buy the things they see on TV, and most of the commercials are for junk food, and all that unhealthy stuff, sodas and everything. I know that it worked on me. I guess what's good is that people realize it now, and there's a lot of effort to help kids make healthy choices and to get out and play. There are a lot of programs like that now around the country.
All right, so Tony is about
obesity.
busy. Yes,
He say donate.
he said what?
Donate.
Donate?
He say one part that I couldn't.
Probably a lot more to do with family.
5. Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a big impact on kids. I mean, they want to buy the things they see on TV, and most of the commercials are for junk food, and all that unhealthy stuff, sodas and everything. I know that it worked on me. I guess what's good is that people realize it now, and there's a lot of effort to help kids make healthy choices and to get out and play. There are a lot of programs like that now around the country.
What was that, Malu?
Donate, teacher. I don't know what it is. Donate.
Donate?
I don't know what is the word.
But number 5, you mean Tony says that?
Obesity. Yes, the option I think that is obesity.
Okay, But does Tony say donate
He said donate
at the beginning or at the middle or almost at the end?
at the beginning. Not
At the
exactly at the
beginning.
beginning, just part of it.
Probably has the biggest effect on kids and teaching them good manners.
5. Tony.
Yeah, I'm sure it has a big impact on kids. I mean, they want to buy the things they see on TV.
Not yet?
Not teacher, go.
And most of the commercials are for junk food.
Not yet? More?
No, it's coming.
And all that unhealthy stuff, sodas and everything. I know that it worked on me.
There.
On me.
On me, that it worked on me.
It
Worked on me?
On me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it worked on me.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Most of the commercials are for junk food. And all that unhealthy stuff, sodas and everything. I know that it worked on me. I guess what...
Yeah? Good. Let's go. Let's continue. Maggie says, listen again, write the alternative opinion each person gives. Alternative opinion each person gives. Maggie says, one good thing about TV is that. So what do you have? Do you have anything? Or would we need to listen again? You don't want to listen again? No, we don't have time anyways. The audio is over 3 minutes long and we are finished. So how about we leave this for
thing about TV is that History Channel.
something about History Channel. Yeah, I know.
1. Maggie.
Yeah, that seems to make sense to me. I mean, I know that kids who get into books tend to do well in school and everything. Every time somebody says that their kid just took a reading test and, like, did really well, they always say, we read to him all the time. So it's not surprising that there's a link between TV and school, or that it has an effect on grades. Though, on the other hand, one good thing about TV is that there's a lot of good educational stuff on it, too. Like the History Channel or the Science Channel or whatever. So, maybe it depends on what you watch.
1.
So Maggie says one good thing about TV is that.
There's a lot of good education.
There is a lot of good educational
Programs.
programs. All right. Very good. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what we were supposed to do. But we have no more time. What time is it? Yeah, we're
7:28.
yeah, 7:28. Well, we finished lesson D. That's really good, guys, because usually lesson D takes a little while. So the lesson D was about reading. Okay, it's a reading class. We have to identify many different things, whether grammar, vocabulary, verbs, or detailed information in a text. So how was the class?
Quite interesting.
Yes. How was the topic?
Good.
Yeah, the topic was interesting. I noticed you guys were talking a lot about it. That was good.
Now we got to play video games.
Yeah, really? Because it's not bad, huh?
It's not bad at all.
Good. All right, guys. Thank you very much. The homework is viewpoint. Unit 2, lesson D. D as in David.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And we'll continue tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Are there any questions before we leave? No questions. Then now we can leave. Have a great evening, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
See
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye,
Tomorrow.
guys. See you tomorrow. Bye, Selmi. Bye, Alberto.